8 people abducted from or near Star Labs. Here's the potential perp.
Okay.
It's okay, Flash. I'm freaking out too. Anyways, welcome back, true believers and all of you DC fans, to my very first ever Rocksteady game-related video. Now, I know that you're probably asking yourself, Evan, what the heck are you doing a video about DC games when all you do is talk about Marvel games, specifically Spider-Man PS4? Well, it's actually because I do like DC, and I love each and every single one of the Batman Arkham games that Rocksteady has made, because I think they are a great studio, and I'm just very excited to see what their next game is going to be, and I felt like I should do a video just discussing what my thoughts are, and just inform you guys on the recent news that is happening on Rocksteady's Twitter page that could mean that we could get a reveal of their upcoming game soon. So before we get into the recent news, I think I should do a recap about what the last piece of information that we got from Rocksteady was about a couple weeks ago on their Twitter page, where on January 16th, Rocksteady posted a tweet on Twitter saying Rocksteady's unofficial mocap support crew fresh from a test shoot, and then they showed 8 specific motion capture actors just taking an awesome picture, and it looks great, and I'm very, very excited about that. And then recently, almost about 15 hours ago at the time of this recording, Rocksteady posted another picture on their Twitter page simply saying, "The Rocksteady Mocap Studio, calm before the storm." And of course, you see this nice, awesome picture of their motion capture studio in black and white with no mocap actors in sight because of how they're probably gearing up to start motion capturing again for their new game. And what really catches my eye for this recent tweet from Rocksteady is that Troy Baker, one of the awesome voice actors from the Arkham games, specifically the voice of Two-Face from Arkham City and also Arkham Knight from Batman Arkham Knight, is that Troy Baker posted a reply to Rocksteady on their Twitter page of just showing Bill Hader eating some popcorn in excitement as a gif, which really is exciting to see that Troy Baker is most likely going to be involved within Rocksteady's newest project, because since Troy Baker has been involved within a lot of previous Rocksteady games, I could definitely see Troy being involved with this upcoming game, which gets me very excited. So since you've barely heard me talk about Rocksteady's newest game, I think it would be nice if I gave 4 specific possibilities in what I think Rocksteady could possibly be working on for an upcoming superhero game. But before I get into that, I just want to make 2 things clear about what they are not making. So the first point I wanted to bring up is that I do not think that Rocksteady is making a Marvel game. This is mainly because that Warner Brothers owns the rights to both Rocksteady Studios and DC Comics for both their game rights and also movie rights. So I do think if Rocksteady were to be making a superhero game, I would think it would still be in the reins of DC and not Marvel. It could be a really cool game, maybe it's Daredevil, I don't think so, that would be awesome, but we'll just wait and see, but I personally think it is not a Marvel game. So the second point I wanted to bring up is that Rocksteady is most likely not making another Batman game. This is mainly because Rocksteady have stated that the big finale for the Arkham franchise was indeed Batman Arkham Knight. However, there is a lot of evidence that shows that Warner Brothers Montreal, who is the developer of Batman Arkham Origins, is showing to possibly be making another Batman game with Damian Wayne as Batman. And I think that Warner Brothers Montreal would be the ones to be making a Batman game instead of Rocksteady, who looks like to be moving on to something else. And with that out of the way, let's get into the 4 characters or groups of characters that I think Rocksteady could be implementing into their next video game. Now, the first character that I think Rocksteady could be making into a video game is actually the one that everyone is thinking, and that is, of course, Neck-snapping man. Superman. Of course I mean Superman. So there has been a lot of evidence and rumors going around that Rocksteady is making a Superman game, which I think would be very cool. We've never had a really good Superman game besides Superman 64, of course. No, I'm kidding. That game is terrible. Do not play it, please. But I think it'd be very cool if Superman were to get a actual AAA gaming experience, especially from people like Rocksteady. And of course, what we've seen with Batman, I think they could do a really good job with Superman. However, there is the issue of overpowering Superman or depowering him and trying to make the villains that he fights really interesting and not kind of boring. So there is a lot of struggles there, but I think if anyone can handle it, I think it could be Rocksteady. Now, the second superhero video game possibility that I think Rocksteady could be using for the next video game is actually involving a group of heroes. And I think we all know who those group of heroes are. The Avengers! Justice League. Sorry, I meant the Justice League. But anyways, I think a Justice League game from Rocksteady would be perfect. This is mainly because there's been a lot of DC fans that have been wanting individual DC games like a Flash game or a Green Arrow game or a Wonder Woman game, and I think they could do all of them at the same time if they were to just make a Justice League game, which I think they could definitely pull off if it was a linear type of game, similar to what Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics are doing with the Avengers project. And I think it'd be really cool if they were to have different sections of different levels where you could play as Green Lantern or Superman or Flash and also Batman. And also it'd be really cool if they actually connected it within the Arkham universe, which would be awesome. Plus, I think it would be a really strategic move on DC's part and Warner Brothers' part if they were to have Rocksteady make a Justice League game, because of how it could go right against the Avengers project. And since people know Rocksteady more than they do about Crystal Dynamics, and since people like Rocksteady more than Crystal Dynamics, I think that would actually have a good competition going on between the Avengers project and also Rocksteady's Justice League game if they were to make a Justice League game. Now, the third possibility that I can think of for Rocksteady's superhero game is actually involving another group of superheroes that I've been wanting to be involved with in the AAA video game for so long, especially since I grew up with their show back when I was a kid, and if they were to have an actual AAA video game, I think I might just shed a tear.
Losing all control. Teen Titans.
Something ripped!
The Teen Titans, of course, and the Teen Titans are awesome. If they were to actually have their own AAA game from Rocksteady out of any other developer, that would be incredible. And it would be the same premise of the Justice League game that I just pitched, and also what the Avengers project is doing, where it would be a nice linear action-adventure game. You could play as each individual Titan, fight different enemies, fight different bosses, fight different iconic villains in the DC universe, and specifically from the Teen Titans roster of villains. It would be really cool. Play as Robin, Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, or Starfire, or anyone else. I just think it would be incredibly cool if they were to showcase all these other characters within this DC universe if they were to make a Teen Titans game. Unlike Injustice, which is just simply a fighting game, I'm talking about an actual action-adventure RPG type of game, similar to what Batman Arkham Knight is, or kind of what the Avengers project is doing. But either way, I think if they were to do that for either Justice League or Teen Titans, it would be really, really cool. Now, the fourth possibility of what game Rocksteady could be making is really, really strange. However, there are a lot of rumors surfacing this possibility. I don't understand them personally, but I'm not joking, there are indeed rumors out there that state that Rocksteady's new game is going to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Now, I don't necessarily think this is going to happen, but I do understand why people think it might. Mainly because the recent TMNT games haven't been that good, specifically the most recent one that you're seeing on screen right now, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan, which was made by Platinum Games, who are the developers of the Bayonetta series. And also it's because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are featured as guest characters in Injustice 2, which some people are thinking that that could be a hint that that is what Rocksteady is working on. And another reason why people think that Rocksteady could be working on a TMNT game is because Activision actually lost the rights to TMNT after the bad sales of the recent TMNT game, which then was lost from Activision and I think gained by Warner Brothers. I don't know, I think that's a stretch, but since they are actually in Injustice 2, it's not that far-fetched. It would be really weird seeing them in a full AAA game from Rocksteady, but again, we'll just wait and see. And one of my fellow YouTube pals, Salvage, already did a video discussing his thoughts on what Rocksteady's game could be, and he actually discussed about the possibility about the TMNT game being a reality, kind of.
Currently, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles isn't the biggest thing. Michael Bay tried to take a crack at it when he produced the movie, I think, and somebody else directed it, or maybe he did direct the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was awful. I mean, they're not in a hot spot right now. They're not a hot name. Superman just had Man of Steel, just had Batman v Superman, just had Justice League, and he could possibly be in Shazam, and he could possibly be in Man of Steel 2, and a Justice League Flashpoint movie. Who's the bigger topic right now? And who's the bigger topic in the next few years when DLC starts getting released and sequels start being made? Who's going to be the bigger name? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle brand or, you know, Superman? I'm just saying Rocksteady is going to be most likely working on a Superman game.
And I'm in full agreement with Salvage here. I definitely think that there's more of a demand for a Superman game or another type of DC game rather than some sort of TMNT game. I love the Turtles, and it's already cool seeing them in Injustice 2, but I highly doubt that Rocksteady, such an awesome developer, would waste their time on something like a TMNT game. It would be interesting to see, but I do think that people would want more of a DC type of game like Superman or Justice League or Teen Titans, but I do see where people are coming from, but we'll just wait and see. And those those are all my thoughts on the recent Rocksteady news, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's very different from all the other type of videos that I put on the channel, but if you actually did like listening to me talk about DC and other type of stuff besides Spider-Man, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to do more videos like this. But anyways, hopefully we do get an announcement for whatever Rocksteady's working on soon. However, I do think we will have to wait until E3 to have reveals from actually both Rocksteady and Warner Brothers Montreal to see what it is that they're actually working on. I know I'm just excited for both of them, and I can't wait to see what it's actually going to end up being. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay awesome, DC fans. Peace out.
So awesome.